Welcome, everybody. Episode 71, Six Man Tag Podcast, here in your ears, in your eyes, whatever way you're taking this in.
Your senses.
YouTube, Apple, Spotify, all that fun stuff. Thanks for joining us. We usually talk about old shit, but not today. Even though there are a few times a year that we do talk about current stuff, even though I say that we don't. But today is all current because we're talking about.
Liar.
Yeah, I am a liar. Today we're talking about WrestleMania 40. It is, if you're listening to this the day it releases, it is tomorrow. We're recording this on Tuesday, April 2nd. But so who knows what's going to happen in the next couple of days before this goes out. But we're talking WrestleMania 40. I'm enjoying the build up, so I'm excited to talk about this. But let's introduce ourselves as usual. I'm Mike. Joining me as always, it's CJ.
What's up, everybody? It's CJ. Hope you've all had a great WrestleMania season. I know I have. It's been a great build-up so far. And we're going to have a hell of a card to go through. And the man who's going to guide us all through it, or at least I hope he does, because I don't know why. I just want to go on that journey with him. He's the man of 1,001 intros. He's terrified right now. His name is Skyler.
Welcome to a podcast about WrestleMania.
Appropriate. The original WrestleMania intro, of course. Take on that. I know what you were going for there, Skyler. I appreciate that.
Pretend it was Triple H doing it, though.
Yes, redacted.
Well, redacted did it, but
Triple
man, we
H
have
actually,
like
there's a lot
we're
of
just
redacteds.
growing the list of redacted.
There's a lot of redacteds.
there's a lot.
Our list is
man.
getting longer.
It really.
It's
it
going to
really
be like
is.
like one of those pages where like everything's blacked out except enough to make out a sentence if you read it.
Oh, you mean something from the
cryptic.
CIA
Mhm.
or the FBI?
All right,
one
we're
of them.
gonna release these documents.
And welcome to our episode about the Kennedy assassination.
They're like not releasing a lot of that stuff till like 2100. It's just like, why? So when you do, no one cares. People are gonna care. Don't let JFK, don't let the assassination of JFK die before all this stuff is made public. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Mike, I know the perfect picture to put up for the thumbnail for this episode now.
What, the Zapruder film?
No, you standing on the spot in Dallas.
Oh, fuck.
When we went for Dallas for WrestleMania. It was WrestleMania week.
We sure did. I sure did. Oh my God. Yeah. All right. You're right.
That should definitely be the thumbnail.
Speaking of WrestleMania,
that took place at a WrestleMania weekend. It's appropriate. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
That's fair. That's fair.
Couldn't get into
we are somehow not getting off topic.
No. It was so busy in Dallas because of WrestleMania that we couldn't get into the book depository building because like we didn't buy tickets in advance. That's how WrestleMania caused that.
Yep.
I can't hear that without Officer Barbrady in South Park going in the book suppository, the book suppository, the suppository, the suppository. My God, he could be anywhere.
Yep.
One of the best cartoon officers.
Him or
Chief Wiggum.
Chief Wiggum.
Yeah, Chief Wiggum from The Simpsons. Yeah.
Tough choice.
I'm driving under the sun now.
Oh man. But it's WrestleMania 40.
Classic.
I want to say this. I want to get my general thought out there first. I'm really very much enjoying this WrestleMania build.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's something people never do, but I feel like for this specific thing, I'm really trying to just take a step back and realize how special this build is and realize the stuff we're getting and just ultimately that all of this is the cause and the fault, I guess that's good, of one Jack Perry. Um,
Oh my
if
God. Yeah, that meme where it's like
it's
Jack,
true
Jack
though,
Perry wants to use real glass, CM Punk rejoins
like
WWE and all the doors in between.
it's true. Like CM Punk rejoins WWE, gets hurt. The Rock comes in as like an emergency, and then he here we are.
Yep.
Like I feel like I'm truly like taking this step back because I don't think anyone does this with wrestling. I know I haven't in the entire time I've been a fan. I'm sort of just watching blah blah blah. But I feel like each time I'm like what each week. Now the last 2 weeks, I not like it's like on DVR and stuff like that. It's not like I'm sitting from 8 to 11 watching this show by any means. But like I'm actually like I'm
Terrible.
watching.
You're part of the missing ratings that they're looking for, Mike. You suck.
It's they. I'm fucking it's
You're very
DVR.
important to Tony Khan, God damn it.
Oh, fair. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, my rating, let
Yeah.
alone the YouTube videos matter more. And the Twitter clicks. But what do I know? Um, I'm really trying to enjoy this as it's happening because I don't want to just let it. I'm not letting this build go by and not realize how special it is because we may not get something like this ever for many many years. You know,
This
I
is
mean, we're truly spoiled this year, and I feel like, and again, I hate to keep bringing up like the internet fans or other stuff, and I don't want to tell people how to be wrestling fans, but if you're watching this every week and you're just criticizing or you're worried about certain guys or you're worried about the instead of like just watch it, like because this is the best that it's been in years, and I can't remember a Mania build with this much hype in years. Even this is even better than the Rock Cena stuff that they built for a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
twice in a
Yeah,
lifetime.
for sure. I mean,
And
I'm more into it than I was the Roxy and stuff.
oh yeah.
Oh,
And
by a
it's
long
like,
shot.
and I'm not saying like obviously like they made the right call still doing Roman Cena, but I think if it was Rock Roman, me personally, if they had rolled with it, they would have talked me into it. They would have like based on what I'm
Okay.
based on what I'm seeing, I'm all I'm saying is, but look, we're getting
I guess if I have to.
right. But like we got heel rock, Hollywood rock. We got the
Hollywood
Hollywood
Rock.
rock music back.
Yep.
We're getting slow bits and pieces added to the entrance every week. So for WrestleMania Saturday, if we get like a 30-minute helicopter entrance, I'm here for it.
It's building up that way where it's gonna be, it's gonna be something epic
Which
for WrestleMania.
and so like obviously I'm going on Sunday. So, but I'm excited that I'll be home watching it on Saturday for like the actual tag match that they're doing because then I feel
Mm.
like I'll catch more stuff, but I'll be able to see the full TV presentation of whatever the fuck they're gonna do. So
No,
I'm
yeah.
like I'm kind of like my own self. I'm kind of like happy. All right, I can watch one night and then I'll go one night. So I'm getting both experiences, I guess. See, I don't know, but
Yeah.
but if they do some ridiculously long helicopter entrance, I'm so fucking here for it because like I when the Hollywood theme first came back a couple weeks ago, I think I was like watching on my phone at like 1 a.m. just like laying in bed just because that's when I had the time to do it. And I had no idea it happened. I just started SmackDown and then the music hit and I had to like, oh my God, I'm like, I can't make any noise right now. But like, but
Not allowed to pop.
but yeah, but huge pop in my head because the whole thing
I could just
the
picture you just sitting there like 1 in the morning, just marking the fuck out, waking up the whole family. Like
yes
Rocco's up, the wife's up.
yes why'd you wake us up? No, you don't understand. I haven't heard this music in 20 years
About that,
because
Oh
yeah.
my God.
and because
Oh,
like but it's like and it's like and you watch the fan videos, you even see the Rock smirk because he hears the pop when the music hits and he hears the P. It's been this build feels like almost like an ode to people our age of like, hey, we know you were around for all this stuff. Here you go.
I will. All right. So let me ask you this, because I felt very much the same way about another WrestleMania feud that we saw recently. So which one do you think is better, or a better homage to us, the
Mm-hmm.
people of our generation?
Mm-hmm.
This
Mm-hmm.
or Kevin Owens versus Austin?
That's a good one.
Because the build was good. Like that build was so good because it truly was just Kevin Owens just making fun of Texas every week, and it was very funny.
I mean,
like
that's basically like that. Remember that episode of SpongeBob where like him and Patrick just started ripping on Texas and Sandy beats the shit out of him.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that
so what I'm saying
WWE
is that Steve Austin is Sandy Cheeks. There you go. Boom. Same person.
Oh my God.
Better not
WWE's
talk
just,
about Texas.
oh man. If WWE starts getting into foot stuff, I know Dan Schneider got hired by
Oh God.
by
And there goes the whole mojo of the episode.
whatever, man.
Good night,
I gotta
everyone.
watch that, by the way. That's on HBO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
That's I know it's gonna be a tough watch.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah.
Oh shit. Skylar has left the building.
Yeah, it's fine. He'll come back. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's sitting down. He's putting the headphones back on. We didn't lose him.
I had nowhere
I
else
literally
to go.
just said Skylar has just left the building as you walked out the door.
Oh man. But anyway. But all right. So WrestleMania. So I feel like
back to WrestleMania.
we have to just stick with like all this Rock Cody stuff because all the top stories are involved in this. Like all your main stuff is derived from this one story, which I love.
I was gonna say it's amazing how much of the card revolves around either the bloodline, Roman Reigns specifically, Cody Rhodes specifically, The Rock specifically, Seth Rollins specifically, and they're all like, it's incredible how much of this card revolves around that.
Right,
but obviously you have some other stuff which we'll
in the best way possible because the whole basis for, first of all, just let's shout out heel meme lord Drew McIntyre.
Oh my God, meme lord Drew McIntyre for fucking champ, please.
Because
let him win it in front of the crowd. Let's go.
Yeah,
it'll probably happen. But
that's what I'm thinking. But the whole, because like obviously like, and because like, and even like all the CM Punk stuff when he's injured and he still has all these like revolving stories that he can still be involved in.
Oh, as soon as he comes back, he's got so many stories.
Right. Well, because like you obviously have the McIntyre Punk stuff, but the story fits perfectly for Drew and Seth because Drew can shit on, Punk while also, being like, no, but like I'm still focused here when you're not. And he's right because Seth truly is focused on all the bloodline stuff and wants to take down the bloodline. And I love that we're getting a story where there's someone just clearly calling this stuff out. Like, hey, you have your own shit to worry about. Why are you worried about this other stuff when you don't have to be? You're just interjecting yourself into this.
Yep.
But that's fine because then I'll be waiting when you're not ready. Like, it's genius. It's so simple, but it's genius.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I recently watched an interview with Drew McIntyre. I can't remember who he did it with at the I wish I remember now. I don't think it was Chris Van Vliet, but it was like something like that. It was like a very well-known kind of wrestling podcaster or YouTuber, whatever. But I remember throughout this interview, Drew McIntyre said a lot of things that just made so much sense. He's just like, how he doesn't consider himself the heel in this, and like the way that he explains it, because he like twists it around. He's like, what am I doing? I'm just telling the truth. All I'm doing is calling somebody out. All I wanted from Jey Uso was an apology. Like all these things that he's saying that are just like building into this, like, you guys can boo me all you want, but like morally, I feel like I'm right. Like I feel like I'm gonna vindicate myself through all of this. And everybody will eventually learn that, that all I did was come out here and tell the truth and took the title away from a distracted Seth Rollins. I think it's great. It's a great setup, especially, like because of course that's still going to get heat. You're still going to get heat because of course, you know, it's all part of the character and it's all part of like kind of like manipulation, kind of like whatever behind it. But like the way he's playing it up is just brilliant. The memes that he's posting all over social media are hilariously brilliant. He's killing it on the mic. He's killing it in interviews. He's killing it in the meme game. What else can you say? Like I said, I want to see him win it in front of the crowd. I think he deserves it. I think we all feel that way. So definitely excited for what's next for Drew McIntyre. I think you know, I think he's in line for a huge push right now, and like the one in front of the crowd that like he deserved throughout 2020 and 2021.
It almost makes, if he does do it, I think it makes this one better. The last you know, few months that we've gotten out of all this, rather than just like thrown into the match as, you know, just not that it's anything random by any means, but all this stuff makes it, the storytelling makes it way better this time.
Plus, just to play devil's advocate here, if Cody's going to finish the story and you're going to get a face champion on SmackDown, why not establish an IC champion on Raw?
Right. And there's already, and I feel like, I mean, I guess I'll wait to get into my other point about like the story, because let's kind of start rolling through this card, because honestly we can talk about just this bloodline stuff, and there's obviously plenty to talk about when we run down the card. So let's start with WrestleMania Saturday, which I guess I'll ask again. I think this is like the 5th WrestleMania or 4th WrestleMania where it's 2 nights. We're still good with the 2 nights, and I feel, you know, we're good with the 2 nights rather than cramming everything into one at this point.
I've learned to like it.
Yeah, it's it was definitely like weird. I think the first couple of years, not that I was against it, but it was just like, especially during the COVID year, you're still doing it. That was weird, but but yeah, I think that it is a nice breakup, especially if like you're gonna obviously what are you gonna do with all these matches? You're gonna have to either cut a third of this card off, or you're gonna have to have a 6-hour pay-per-view. So
WrestleMania 35 almost killed the one night thing for me, because that event, that was the last one before COVID 2019. And that I just remember that show going on for so long. It got to the point where you got to the main event and you're just so tired. You're just like, just get this over with, man. Like,
they were getting very long towards the end.
I know, like we went to 32, which was a fun time, even though that show is regarded as one of the lesser, you know, like, you know, not as good Manias, which is true on paper. Like, obviously I still liked it being
Which
there.
one was 32?
Roman Triple
Dallas.
H.
Oh yeah, that's low on my list too.
I've always said this about that trip, and I think that like I think you and Anthony and probably Broccoli Rob might even agree, but I enjoyed doing all the other like non WWE stuff more than the WWE stuff. Well, and I thought Takeover NXT was better than Mania.
I know. I think we just, I forget why we did.
Which makes me, we went to the wrong show.
I know. I either just couldn't get ticket or whatever the deal was. I can't remember at this point, but
but I remember we went back and we watched that in the hotel room, like after it had aired.
Yeah.
I think like the day after, because we went to a show that night.
Right.
And I think like the day after we watched it, and we were just like, oh my God. Imagine if
well, because you had Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura. You had not FTR, Revival against what was it, American Alpha.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you the title match from that, but just those 2 matches, you know, alone, it's like, okay, sure. But either way,
Nakamura Sami Zayn match was insane.
Yes,
like all of Sami Zayn had bangers in NXT. Man.
Yep.
Especially like when he was facing like main event fucking talent, or even like, you know, main roster talent. Whenever Cesaro, his matches with Cesaro when Cesaro went down.
Cesaro, man. Yeah.
2
out of 3 falls match from NXT at 2013, I think. Go watch that if you need something.
Yeah.
They had 2 out of 3 fall matches.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Go watch both of them. They're both bangers.
Yeah. Absolute bangers. Every fucking time. Sami Zayn knocked it out of the park.
Well, that was the era of every time there was a takeover in a pay-per-view weekend, everyone would hate that, you'd have takeover, and then everyone would be rightfully be like, well, the main roster pay-per-view is not going to beat this.
Yeah.
And but that was the trend for a number of years during that
It was.
that late 2010s, black and gold, era, whatever.
Yeah, NXT was
WrestleMania
thriving
included.
at that point for sure, and they definitely had I think that they had the best product. They were the product that I was the most up to date on.
Yeah.
I followed that show.
Yeah.
Every takeover, every weekly show, whatever. Yep. I wasn't watching every Raw and SmackDown, but I was watching every NXT.
Agreed. Yeah. But again, we say all this to be like, the Manias were too long. So yeah, the splitting it, you get it's a grand total of 8 hours over the 2 days. But when you split it into 2 days and 4 hour, whatever, 3 hours and 45-minute show, whatever they do, it's more palatable. I'll say.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed.
So, all right. Yeah. So the 2 nights, like I said, if you're in terms of going, I'll say like, just from buying tickets for this one, it's just the demand is there. Like everyone all over the world tries to get these tickets, even if you're getting 70,000 people a night, that's 140,000. How many people are logging on trying to get those 140, 150,000 total ticket, It's like, it's still difficult to get. So I'll say the ticket buying stunk, and I'm mainly going to night 2 because I was like, well, I got to commit to doing one thing when I'm buying these tickets, and I'm just going to go with night 2 because I'm just guessing that it's going to be Roman and Cody Rhodes again, and that's what I want to see. So that was my whole logic in even getting tickets.
Yeah.
And then at this point, we just hope we show up and the pillars don't fuck us from where my seats might be. So, but even still, I'm there. I'm there for the vibes,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So either way, but no, the 2 nights, I'm excited. Let's get into the Saturday card and just go through it. I'll start with because obviously we don't know the lineup. No, I'm going to start with the match that I think should open night 1 of WrestleMania 40, and that's Jimmy and Jay. Because why not have them open Mania 40 like Brett and Owen opened Mania 10?
Yeah,
it
honestly,
feels appropriate.
I definitely think that that's a great idea. If as long as you give them the time that they're allotted, give them an hour. Like give them an hour, top of the card, fucking match. Like 45 minutes to an hour if they need it. Whatever.
Let's do it. Why the hell not?
Like give them the time. Let them put on a real fucking banger of a fucking opener. That'd be fucking great. Man, and there's a lot of matches on this card, so I realize like maybe an hour is long, but like try to give them close to it. Give them 45 minutes. Give them 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Like definitely more than a half hour for these guys. If they're going to put on a fucking
I agree.
banger opener, which I think they could. Like you said, it does kind of like have like remnants of Owen Brett at 10, which is like personally one of my favorite WrestleManias. So definitely a fan of that. I'm trying to think like if there is anything else that like could open the show, it would probably be the ladder match, the 6-pack.
Yeah,
I would think. Just because like WrestleMania and big shows and big pay-per-views, they do like opening up.
They do tend to open with that. You're right.
Schmoz ladder matches. So
agreed.
So I would say it's either going to be Jay and Jimmy would be a great idea, but I do think that given WWE's past, I'm going to say the 6-pack might be the starter for this one. If not, I'm a fan of it. Like middle of the card, you want to throw that middle of the card. I think that's great. Or even like maybe second or third, maybe, maybe Jimmy J, maybe, I don't know.
I'm surprised.
But
I mean, we'll go through it because what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches night 1, 6 matches night 2. Obviously, we'll work on Sunday. So yeah, I mean, the ladder match is going to be there. Let's talk about the ladder match. So the interesting thing that I think was made clear on commentary is that the match doesn't end until both sets of titles are pulled down, are pulled down, which leads everyone.
This could be their way of separating them.
Right. Which I think it's overdue at this point because I mean,
yeah,
they unified them, I think, just to get like the Usos even more over at the time they did it, but they haven't really. I'm shocked that I feel like they were carrying you know, they were carrying 4 belts around for a long time at this point, and I feel like if they were going to stick with it, they would have just had a new belt already,
Yeah, for
like a
sure.
new tag team title. Because what, like, when did the Usos unify those belts? Like over 2 years, you know, more than 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At this
probably.
point,
Yeah, so I'd say this could be definitely their way of just
Yeah.
splitting up the belts. You know, maybe Judgment Day might actually
I think Judgment Day keeps like the Raw
keeps the Raw
belts.
titles.
Yeah,
And then somebody can, you know,
right.
maybe DIY.
Awesome Truth.
That's what I was
Awesome
thinking.
Truth could get SmackDown. Yeah, that
I
could
think
be,
this will
that
be
could
their way
fun.
of this will be their way of rewarding
Mhm.
our Truth for the magic he's been doing these last
Good Lord,
6
man.
months.
I feel like
Honestly, I'm not opposed to that at all. I
Yeah.
would love to see like champion Awesome Truth. First of all, I just love the fact that Awesome Truth
Yeah.
is back together. I'm a huge Awesome Truth mark.
Yeah.
Me and Andy used to actually you know, we used to fucking kind of, not like pretend is the wrong word, but we like had like a joke between us that like we were like the indies version of Awesome Truth when we were
Nice.
yeah,
when we
That
were
which is
on the
which
road and
which is
traveling
very funny.
together and shit like that. So like
Which is very funny.
yeah, so like it's just I think I don't know, I'm a huge,
Yeah.
first of all, I'm a big Miz mark, as you guys know. Like people
Right.
like people could say whatever they want about the Miz. I think the Miz is fucking excellent. I think the Miz deserves to be in a main event picture always. I think he's basically like earned that like Randy Orton status where he could just come in whenever he wants. Like I think the Miz is that guy. Not a lot of people agree with me. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. The Miz is great. He's great on the mic. His ring work is great. He's great at selling. The Miz is great. Fuck you if you don't like that. I don't care
Very
what
good.
you have to
Very,
say.
very good. I listen, I agree with you. Like he's not one of my favorites, but I agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they don't want to get like too silly with it, but it would be very funny if our Truth just only ripped down like the Raw titles and then just left.
Yeah.
I could see something like that. Yeah.
Like, but obviously, like I get it. They don't want it to be like they don't want it to be silly, but it would fit our Truth if like instead of doing both, he just went like, all right, got it. And then just like ran.
Let's get out of here, partner.
Right. Like the long aisle too, like a dead sprint down like the long WrestleMania aisle. Just reverse Charles, just reverse Lil
Miz
Nate
is
up
just
the
like
reverse Lil Nate up the long ramp.
Reverse Little Nate.
Just going to the locker room instead of to the ring.
nice.
I don't know.
That Little
But-
Nate one is still classic.
Oh
by
yeah,
the
because
way.
it fits. Yeah. Oh, it fits when needed. It's the best.
Yep.
But who else? So like I'm not I don't know who's in this ladder match, but like I obviously I knew Judgment Day, I knew
There's
Awesome Truth,
New
DIY,
Catch Republic.
which the name is a little silly to me, but so be
like
it. The great
I
team
like it.
though, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate.
Hell yeah.
They had a good match at Elimination Chamber with Judgment Day, so
Yep.
this should be good. The A-Town Down Under, is that the official name of Theory and Waller?
I guess
yes,
so, yeah.
They kept rumoring that they're going to replace them with Pretty Deadly, but I don't know.
That part I don't. I mean, I would prefer Theory and Waller myself, even though
Yeah.
I like Pretty Deadly, but I don't. You know, it seems at this point I don't think they would swap it out.
Yeah.
There were rumors of, because based on two certain brothers whose contracts in AEW seem to be up or perhaps up, that they would perhaps that they would perhaps show up again to a WrestleMania ladder match unannounced, but I think we're past that.
Big E just announces them again, even though New Day's in the match.
For no reason.
They just bring Big E out for, first of all,
Yeah.
a big pop for Big E coming out.
Yeah.
But then he just goes, by the way, we got another team for this tag match. Boom, Hardy music.
Like
just does it again.
It would get the big pop, but then like the bell would ring. And
yes,
we've talked enough about it. It's over. Sadly.
it's over. I'm a Hardy mark, and I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
I can't do it again. Just let it be at this point, you know. No offense to those guys, legends, but they should, you know, Matt Hardy was fine in AEW, especially in that beginning spot, but Jeff, it's not this time. But again, but only because those rumors were there, and then because you had the two unannounced teams for a couple of weeks, but they've since filled those spots and I think put those rumors away. But still worth bringing up because it was out there. if you want to call the internet rumors being out there, something out there,
Yeah.
It's in the universe.
something someone made up in their head.
Yeah. Huh.
Are we
I feel
making
like
picks
that's
or
half
we're
of
just
half of
reviewing?
Dave Meltzer's sources. His own
Yes.
head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Oh, especially yesterday with April Fools, so everyone trying all the same like, oh, MJF has signed a multi-year deal with WWE. Oh, gotcha.
okay. Yeah, sure did.
Gotcha.
Yep. Thanks, April 1st.
Right, exactly. Where to go next? I guess I'll say I'll get this one out of the way. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. I
That's
like
gonna be
that.
awesome.
Right. I think
Oh,
Like, you don't sound like so excited about it, but that's gonna be fucking
no,
sick. I
I
don't care,
it's
do
man.
I do think the match will be very good. I think and the story's been good, but I don't know. I think I'm so into like all the other stuff that like some of like this stuff I'm just maybe not as caught up with
Yeah,
personally.
it seems minor.
It
It
is.
seems a
No,
little
and it'll be
minor
good.
compared to the rest of the card, but it's gonna be fucking an
No,
awesome
it will
match,
be.
I think.
Well, because every part of the Mysterio and not, I mean, I guess LWO against I'm always blanking on the other the other
Phantasm Legato.
yeah, thank you. I always blank on that for some reason. I shouldn't. Big racist I am. Don't know the names of
Don't know
the
how to speak Spanish.
don't know the names of the international factions. No, it'll be a very
Oh
good
my
match.
God.
I'm
Oh,
curious. It was cool to slip Dominic back into this though, because
Yeah.
he hasn't been in this, at least this story this time around. And I do like where they're going with the whole, like, and then there's like that Andrade factor. He's kind of just like
Yep.
looming around. So like I'm curious if there's any involvement with him in this.
and then you also have how it's playing into the Judgment Day
Right.
and what's going on with that
I'm
faction
curious.
right
I'm
now.
curious if they're looking not split, but I wonder if Dom's gonna get his own thing going a little bit here.
I don't know.
I think
But
this is also a reason just to get Dom on the card.
no, I agree. Well, I mean, I agree with that. But he could have been out. He could have been like out there with Rhea Ripley or Judgment Day. Like he
He
could have
he
been
could have went
there.
out during that 6-pack match or
Right.
yeah,
Like right.
during the Rhea match, he could have went out there and
Right. Like
gotten involved. But
he would definitely have some involvement. But obviously, yeah, this is a
yeah,
better
get him a
way.
match.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So I'm all for it. It is. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a good match. I just think I figured not get out of the way, but let me get this out there before I forget about it. But no, it should. Like I said, I don't really see a bad match on this card, honestly. But I don't know. I like the story. I'll go. Let me go to the first women's match of this night. The 6-woman match, Damage Control against Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill. I'm very much looking forward to this because
Yeah.
Jade Cargill was impressive as hell at the Rumble.
Mhm.
And then we haven't seen her since.
Right. Which is probably smart
Until
because until like
until
last
what was
week.
it, Raw like or whatever last week.
Yeah.
Or
And I
SmackDown.
remember she was
SmackDown,
gonna
yeah.
be in the chamber, but it was probably smart to not bother putting her in there if she wasn't gonna win. Not,
Yep.
I mean,
They want to keep her strong.
yeah.
This was I mean, the way she apparently yeah, not apparently, the way that she performed in the Royal Rumble, as I saw it firsthand, I thought she was incredible. I was
Yeah.
all the shit talk that I did about Jake Cargill when she was in AEW went right out the window. I said, this is a new fucking person
Yeah.
here. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. I've always felt that she would succeed more in the WWE style of wrestling
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep.
So now I think that like that already is like kind of like a little like
Mhm.
handicap that's kind of off of her now. Is it's like,
Yeah.
all right, now you're going to work a style that's beneficial for you.
Yeah.
Now let's see how you do.
Because
And
because I think the stuff that AEW tends to struggle with are the overall presentation of some of the wrestlers at times and just being able to build that star, making somebody look better than maybe they are. I think that's stuff we've addressed on this podcast before that maybe they lack, whereas WWE excels at that. And again, like you hit the nail on the head. It's they can teach her more of the basics for that style of wrestling wise, and she's more than she's already mastered the like performance part, the
Yep.
aura of her of
Yeah.
seeming like a big deal. So I think for that, like she has that down, and I think like people are going to have their people are going to have their opinions based on her in AEW, and she might not change people's minds. and it is what it is. But
she's changing my mind. I'll tell you that.
oh yeah, no, I
Like
agree. But
I'll admit it. I
because you
mean,
could see it.
granted, we got to see her in some matches here and
Yeah.
see what they do with her.
Yeah.
But as of right now, man, she looks like an absolute superstar,
Yeah.
and I think that she's got a lot more tools to succeed now than she did before.
I'm curious how they do this. I don't think it'll necessarily be a squash match by any means, but I think Jade Cargill's gonna get the winning pin. I don't know who she'll pin, but
Dakota.
oh yeah, true. But she's absolutely gonna be the one to, to get the pin in this match.
Yeah.
I think this match is a showcase for her in the
Yeah,
best way
agreed.
possible.
No,
Because
I agree. I think so.
and I also think the other 5 in that match don't necessarily need it.
I
Like
think it's also
how good Bianca is, you know how good Naomi can be. This is where they need Jade Cargill to break out, and you'll build that next star in this match.
Yeah.
And you're putting her in the ring with 5,
People that know what the fuck they're doing.
All of them are good. All of them are really good wrestlers.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like if I'll tell you this, if we see a weak link in this match, it's most likely going to be Jade Cargill. So like, this is where she's going to prove, like, I mean, granted, all of these girls are going to do a great job of putting her over and making her look good, because I'm sure that's what they're going to want.
Yeah.
I'm not saying she's going to be invincible. Like, obviously she'll take her bumps and stuff, but they're going to make her look good. Her partners and her opponents, they're all going to make her look good. That's what WWE is going to want out of this match, I believe. Yep. So if that's the case, like, she's really going to have to fuck up to really, like, make this match. And I'm not saying, accidents can happen with any of them. But I'm saying, like, if this match gets off the rails for some reason and it's her fault, you're gonna hear all of those voices coming back, all those. And I'm not saying myself, but I'm saying, like, people who are more easily just, like, already kind of on that path anyway, that you're gonna hear all those voices pop back up and just, Jade sucks, blah 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 blah.
But I don't see it being that bad, again, based on the Royal Rumble. Like, because the Royal Rumble is probably the easiest spot where you can, like, make someone look good. All they do a couple simple moves, throw a few people out, get eliminated by someone, and then that's that. And you can make people look good easily in the Rumble.
You could put anybody over in a Royal Rumble.
That's what I mean.
They put Maven over huge in a Royal Rumble because he dropped the Undertaker.
We just talked about this in the last episode, because we did it was Vengeance 2001 in the archives. Now, you don't have to go back too far. Just one episode.
No, just one episode. That's it.
Just one.
But even in a Rumble where you don't have to do much to look good and get over, she did beyond that. So I'm pretty confident that in this setting she'll shine. So I am looking forward to this very much. It's more curiosity might be the wrong word, but I'm looking forward to it, because I'm curious if it's truly the showcase for her, and I think it is.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Intercontinental title. Gunther, Sami Zayn. So you had that gauntlet match a few weeks ago, and then the whole debate of, well, it should have been Chad Gable, instead it's Sami Zayn. So I had my own theory.
With all due respect to Sami.
Yes.
Love Sami.
Yes.
Should have been Chad Gable.
See, I have my own theories with this. I'm convinced that Chad Gable is going to join Imperium. And I threw this out there, and I got hit with, well, it's a European group. And I said, well, no, I don't, they all just happen to be European wrestlers, but that's not the point of the group. The point of Imperium is, the mat is sacred, and just, we're wrestlers and this is what we do. And Chad Gable fits that to a T. Yep. So I can see a scenario where maybe, because he's been involved in this story. It's not just Chad Gable lost and now he's just, he just fucks off somewhere. He's been, coaching up Sami Zayn and being like, this is what you got to do to, try and beat Gunther and stuff. But I can see him, like, turning heel, because I kind of don't know where else you go with, Chad Gable. If you do try and want to turn him into something more, no offense to Alpha Academy and all them, but there's the ceiling's only so high for that
There's a
group
ceiling for that group.
and those guys.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you and Chad Gable, listen, we've seen the matches. Chad Gable's great. He clearly has the personality. You know, I don't. Is he a future world champion? I have no idea. That's very hard to tell.
I will
But
say this about Alpha Academy though. I could watch Tozawa do the little fucking dance every
yes.
fucking week.
Oh yeah.
For the rest of his life, and I will be a happy man.
Yes. I no, I agree with you. They're entertaining as hell. But if you truly want to take Chad Gable and do more with him, I gotta just say I kind of like my idea of put him in Imperium, see what happens. Because
I don't know. I heard Maxine Dupree was really improving. That's what Michael Cole told us at the Royal Rumble right before she botched 6 moves.
Well,
right.
I mean, listen, to be fair to her,
I'm just saying, and I'm not trying to shit on Maxine Dupree. I think the internet does that enough.
Yeah.
But it was really funny to me to see on the Royal Rumble where
Yeah.
Michael Cole literally announced her out and is like, "Oh, she's really been improving her game lately, and she's coming out stronger than ever." And then immediately she just gets in the ring and botches like 3 things in a row. And I was like, just it's better not to like bring a light to it than to like, you know, basically shine a big spotlight on it and then it just fucking fails so epically.
I agree. But
that was just a funny moment to me.
No, for sure. But it's one of those where, like I said, but to be fair to her, she's like learning on the fly. I think she wasn't supposed to wrestle, and they were like, "Can you want to wrestle?
Want to wrestle?
Want to
They got
wrestle?
Sal Mandini over there.
Yeah. Yes,
Sal
he can.
Mandini. Want to wrestle?
Want to wrestle? Oh, fucking great movie.
Remember Wall?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Wall. Remember?
Yeah.
Our friend Tyson. Remember our friend Tyson?
Yeah.
Just said the word wall around him. He'd wall.
Oh my god. Fucking, that's a man. Like 2009 all over again. 2008.
Oh,
Man.
just had a flashback. I'm sorry.
No, I did after you said it. But oh man. But yeah. God damn it. But yeah, I mean,
that was very Sal Mandini energy. That's why, like, every time I think of that movie, I think of our friend Tyson.
Oh man, shout out all those guys I haven't talked to in like a decade, but hope you're all doing well if you're listening to this.
They're not.
Hope you're doing great.
But I hope they're doing great regardless.
Yeah. But man, I don't know. She's learning on the fly. I don't know. It is what it is. Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I feel I like the match will be good. Like 2 guys like that, like the match will be good. But I do tend to agree that I think this might be like a, you know, I kind of think Gunther's gonna keep the title just because it's Sami Zayn. I think if it was Gable on that spot, I think he would have won.
I think that's why it's not Gable in this spot. I think that there could be, if they don't go the Imperium route, like you said, I think there's a real chance to have Gable win it. Maybe at SummerSlam.
Maybe
at
I also think
Clash of
there's
the Castle would be fucking huge.
Oh man.
I see SummerSlam more likely.
Makes sense. That's true. But
I'm just saying, like, how cool Clash of the Castle
I know.
be, though?
Well, because like I know, like
granted,
listen,
no, by Clash of the Castle,
he's not Scottish, but he's German. But like, just to be in Europe, though, and
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah.
By Clash of the Castle, I want Gunther challenging for a world title.
Drew and Gunther would be sick if they got there, but I doubt it.
Or even Drew and not Drew and Cody, Gunther and Cody.
I can live with that too. If that's the way they go.
That's a big meaty men match.
Oh man,
it is.
Him and Drew. Oh, big meaty men slap meat right there.
Man, they'll figure it out.
That's a Biggie classic.
I know.
That's what we're gonna start
certified
calling those
Biggie.
Certified Biggie classic right there.
It is, but him and maybe Chad Gable. Maybe they do the Daniel Bryan in the Wyatt family type of stuff, where Gunther or Gable sort of is like infiltrating Imperium in a way, and then in like a short term thing, and then you know the arc is just okay. He eventually challenges for the title. I don't know. There's a way to go with it, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
you could do that too.
I think the difference in wrestling now is that I have faith in the bookers to do something decent versus just they're just gonna like forget about this story or something.
I
And
respect you, Booker
Booker May.
Man.
I fucking I love stupid references like that everyone gets. If you're listening, you know who said that. I don't know how we don't have to explain.
Nope.
But it should be a good match. I think Gunther retains. I mean, I guess we'll I guess now that we're almost at the main event. I guess we sort of went through. Let's just go through quickly and who's going to win these matches that we've recapped already. Who's going to win the Usos match? I
Jay.
personally think Jay.
I think that Jay has
Yeah.
become a great main event
Yeah.
babyface, and don't slow that momentum down.
No, yeah. All due respect to Jimmy Uso, he's more over and stuff than I would have anticipated. Both of them are, honestly. But
My favorite part of the Royal
no.
Rumble was Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Everything Jimmy Uso did in
so
the Royal
good.
Rumble was great.
It was so good.
It's so
it
good.
was so damn good.
Yes.
But all right, yeah, I think Jey Uso wins. So what are we doing with the ladder match here? Do we split the titles? I mean, I know we said Judgment Day. I do think Judgment Day keeps the Raw titles. That makes the most sense.
I agree.
And I guess whoever would win the SmackDown
Awesome
ones,
Truth SmackDown. Let's go.
Awesome Truth.
Yeah.
Awesome Truth.
Yeah. I think that makes the most sense. Would you rather this or would you rather have had just Awesome Truth versus Judgment Day in just a standard tag team title match?
I kind of wouldn't have minded the standard tag team title match.
There's enough story there for sure with R-Truth, obviously.
Yeah.
But you need
and
a car
Judgment
crash
Day.
somewhere.
No, I get that. I get that.
I think for the sake of the WrestleMania card, like Skylar said, you kind of need a car crash match. So this is a good spot for them to be in if they're going to be involved in that. But they do have enough story there where I think they could have done a standalone.
Yeah, that's because I think that's
match.
where we thought I think they were going to go like maybe a month or two back. But listen, here we are. I'm not mad about it. But yeah, no, I think those two predictions are well. Judgment Day keeping Raw just to stay there, and then Awesome Truth because if they're on SmackDown, it's fine. And then maybe you could have a blow off in the future if you needed it with Judgment Day and Awesome Truth, but maybe you don't really have to too much. But who knows what we'll get? I feel like we already said the 6-woman tag. It's going to be the Jade Cargill showcase, so I think obviously that team goes over.
Yes.
And then who wins? Does Dom and Santos go over Ray and Dragon Lee? Who comes out on top? Because Ray beat Dom last year, right? Or am I forgetting? Or am I remembering wrong?
I want to say yes. I'm gonna go Ray and Dragon Lee because I think this is a passing of the torch to Dragon Lee.
I know Dragon Lee's. I know Dragon Lee is good, but I don't really. I don't know I don't know what the ceiling is personally.
I've seen some stuff he did like in New Japan. He's good.
No, I know. I guess maybe maybe this is just a bigger showcase. I know he's had some good matches, especially like in NXT and stuff. But I'm curious if that's the route they go, like how high hopes they have for him. But I guess we'll see. I think Dom gets one, maybe. I don't know. Especially if they are trying to set something bigger up for Dom to break away from Judgment Day. Maybe not like turn on them, but just sort of break away. Because again, I don't think you have to have a turn. Maybe you can just like it's this other thing happening and he's sort of still associated. I think they could do both.
That's true. I don't know how much it's going to play into the Judgment Day storyline. Long term, I will say obviously it's kind of affecting it now, and like everyone's putting out feelers in different directions. And Damien's got the briefcase, which of course he still has. So like you never know when that's going to come into play as well. But
it's true.
With all of that said, I don't know how much it's going to affect it long term, but I do think that you're right when you say that like. I feel like Dom's got to get one over on his old man now.
Yeah.
Especially since he's been getting this big heel push.
Yeah.
So strong this year. I think it's now kind of time, one, for him to kind of be rewarded for that with the win at WrestleMania.
Yep.
But two, I think that and this is something I think that his father would even understand, it would be better for business if Dominic gets one over on his old man this time, because now they can have a big blow off third match to somewhere down the line. At least they both have a win over the other, whatever. 2 WrestleMania wins nonetheless.
Yeah.
So it all comes like those, I feel like, are the more long-term story effects that they can kind of put on with Dom winning this one.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. All right. So let's get into the last 2 matches on this card. Women's world title, Rhea and Becky.
If it weren't for the tag match, I would say this would main event night one.
I agree. Because I think last year Rhea and Charlotte could have, that could have been a main event.
Yeah.
Obviously, but were they night 2 last year? Rhea and Charlotte?
I want to say yes.
Because I can't, because obviously, like, they weren't going to main event over Roman and Cody
pretty
last year.
Sure, yes.
But maybe it was night 1, because I think the debate could have been they could have went on after the tag title. But obviously that made perfect sense last year with what they did with with KO Sammy. But yeah, I don't know. But either way, does Becky win this, or does Rhea just stay strong?
I'm torn.
I'm gonna say Rhea.
I have no
My
clue.
prediction is Rhea. My gut feeling says Rhea.
Yeah.
The
build's been very good the last couple weeks too with the promos.
I want to say Becky, but I don't want Becky to be the one to beat Rhea.
I mean, who else would?
Personal feelings?
Liv Morgan.
I don't know, man.
The story's there. There was a story there.
Am I just not a big I mean, Liv Morgan's awesome, but I don't know. Like, she's awesome in the ring, but there's something where I'm just like, I don't know. Because I remember everybody was pissed that she wasn't in this match. And I kind of didn't get maybe I just don't get it. Maybe I'm just missing something with Liv Morgan. She's great, but I don't know. I don't know what it is.
They obviously want to do something with her, because 2 years in a row she was the runner-up at the Royal Rumble.
No, I know. Like I said, I know she's good, and like I'm a fan. It's just I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something in terms of like WrestleMania main event or something like that. I don't know. But either way, I guess Rhea should win. I don't know, man.
Keep Rhea strong until like
I guess I'm torn
SummerSlam.
I'm torn in a good way. I don't know.
My gut feeling says Rhea, but that's just my gut. I have really nothing to back that up on, because honestly, Becky could win.
I think she retains, because it's one of those, like, what do you do? Well, not what do you do with Rhea, but it's like, where do you go from there? I don't know.
Yeah, I just think she retains as well.
Yeah, I think she retains. And okay, so look, all right, listen, cut all the bullshit. It's the main event of night 1. Biggest tag team match in WrestleMania history. Even bigger.
That does not involve Mr. T.
Even big. All right. Yep. Yeah. You took the words right out of my mouth. The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. We discussed this build at the opening, and listen, this is how we got here. So obviously, this all started at that Las Vegas press conference. When we all thought it was going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns.
I was there.
I wish you went over there.
You were there?
Oh no. Show me the documents.
Show me the documents, because I wasn't
there. I wasn't there.
I
was not there.
But
I was in town.
Right. Technically, you're always in town.
I'm always in town.
Always in town. But I'm very curious as to how I think the match is going to be very good. Like I don't doubt like the ability. I think this is a perfect spot for The Rock. If they truly think he can't do a one-on-one match, then what better than a tag, right?
Yes.
And I love the stipulation of, if Rock and Roman win, it's bloodline rules for Sunday. And if Cody and Seth win, then it's one-on-one, no outside nonsense. And I like that. I like that.
Obviously, that's not happening.
I know. I like that they're using the 2 nights like this for the first time, because I feel like it's something they could have done in the past. I know the 2 nights is meant to spread out the card, but I like that we're having like some kind of carryover where it's not hey, not forget about what you saw last night, but none of it's going to matter for tonight. I like that there is some kind of carryover because if this tag match wasn't going to take place at Elimination Chamber, and if it obviously it wasn't like the Rock and Roman weren't going to Australia as much as people thought they were gonna just because they went to Australia. They weren't taking that flight.
Right.
So what better place to do this match because there would be no reason for it after Mania, but there was no time to do it other than this. So yes. I like it. Now it feels it feels obvious that the Rock and Roman go over in this, and then you can set up all your Sunday bullshit that you're going to do, and it's legal.
And we will address that bullshit in a little bit.
Yes, we will. But I mean,
I think that's good.
Right. like we talked about the build. We've seen it all. So I guess I'll bring up. I think you see a lot of people, funny enough, criticizing how Roman Reigns isn't involved enough now and how Roman Reigns feels overshadowed. And I'm not
I think that's deliberate.
Yes, so do I. Because I think I wanted to bring
sets up Roman Rock in the future.
I was gonna say I wanted to bring this up earlier, but I wanted to wait for us to get here. I think the other thing that's changing storytelling wise is I think WrestleMania is still the end all be all for them, but it's not. Don't worry about anything the night after until we get there. I think, like you said, I think all this stuff is deliberately done because now normally you'd have your Mania and then it's like, okay, we're starting fresh. And I don't think that's the case now. I think, okay, you can have your climax at WrestleMania, but we still have stuff set up and ready to go for after.
Which is great.
Right.
Which is why what's like making so much of the hook of this product right now is they have so many unfinished stories. This like we joke about the meme of Cody finishing his story and all this other stuff, but the truth is there are tons of stories within WWE right now that are just waiting for the whatever shatter point to take them to their next location. And we're WrestleMania is going to be a place where I think we reach many of those shatter points for these other stories that are ready to start branching out on their own. Obviously we have Jimmy versus Jay right off the bat. That could cause all kinds of things for the future. Who knows what happens after that, where they're going to take that. You have the potential downfall of the bloodline. If Cody wins, what happens with Roman? What happens between him and The Rock? Who's the real head of the table? You start setting that up. There's just so many it's just I don't know, man. The storytelling that they're doing right now, I know we've talked about it before. It has been absolutely fantastic, and this is what happens when you have your biggest show of the year. Now you can start getting ready to start setting up some of those stories that you've been building in the background of of the story you're telling now. You've been building all these little sub stories in the background. You can start getting ready to unleash them. It's almost like the MCU in a way. Like what did they do? They had their phase 1, their phase 2, their phase 3, all that shit. That's what's driving this. I feel like. At this point.
Perfect. It's honestly perfect comparison. It's a perfect comparison, and I think this is where people that I guess I'll say get it for lack of a better word is you don't watch you don't watch some of these Marvel movies where the ending is a perfect cliffhanger, and you're not like, well, they made Iron Man look like shit in this. They buried him. I mean,
can you really bury Iron Man? You can't bury Iron Man.
I mean,
that man's like Randy Orton. He's earned his status.
That's what I mean. But it's like, I don't know. It's just like, you don't watch these movies and be like, oh, well, that was booked like shit. You're like, no, I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
I mean, after Infinity War, or okay, what's a better one? Captain Marvel wasn't great, but it didn't mean you weren't going to watch Endgame. It's kind of like, okay, maybe this specific Raw or this specific SmackDown, somebody had to take a beating or somebody looked weaker, but we're getting to here. It's not I think people get too focused on this week to week stuff and people's looking good or buried. It's like this stuff is drawn out for a reason. That's always how wrestling is.
You can't bury a wrestler in one match. You just can't.
Well, that's
Doesn't matter.
right. That's what I mean.
Well, you can.
You can hurt him in a
Right.
match depending on the situation, which I think is what like Skylar's kind of disagreeing to a little bit. You could definitely hurt somebody. You
Right.
can't bury a wrestler in one match. It doesn't matter how much status they got. It doesn't matter if they're brand new to the roster. It doesn't matter if they've
Right.
been around forever. It doesn't matter if they're a Randy Orton, a John Cena, Seth Rollins, or if they're fucking Mikey Whipwreck.
Yep.
Like,
There's
I'm
a
just
name I
saying.
didn't expect to hear.
Yeah, I was trying to think of Harvey Whippleman, but I couldn't come up with the name fast enough, so I just spit out Mikey Whipwreck instead. But Harvey Whippleman would be a better example. You can't bury Harvey Whippleman in one match. It takes him losing a lot of matches, him losing every week, him losing to every top guy, every low guy, every mid guy, every upcoming guy. He's losing
the
everybody.
women's
So what is
championship.
he?
Yes,
that happened.
that happened.
But
It did happen.
in order for him to lose it, he had to win it. I will say that.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
but anyway, rare Harvey
Fair.
Whippleman win. But you know, if you're gonna be that guy, you're gonna be obviously, you know, what's known in the industry as a jobber. Oh boy, letting you guys in on some inside knowledge here.
Oh shit.
But you know,
Barry Horowitz.
it takes a while to bury a guy into until like, you know, it gets to the point where it's just like, oh, he's coming out. All right, we know what this is going to be.
Yep.
Like it doesn't happen in one match. It doesn't happen in two matches. It doesn't happen in seven.
Right. But like I said, but either way, like the story, you know, the storytelling has been great. And like people, you know, like I said, people are like, oh, well, The Rock and, you know, yeah, like, oh, The Rock and Cody have overshadowed. And it's like you said, I think every little detail of every little story is like the minor details are what I think is making, excuse me, a lot of these stories is like whether it's like background stuff or just certain gestures, the way people stand, the way people look, the word everything is so deliberate and the attention to detail is just better than ever with these stories where you have to watch like you can watch stuff twice and like look for little things that people do. Did The Rock do this on purpose making the sign or did he just truly fuck it up? Like, you know, I don't what do I know? Like it's like even little shit like that you can get discussed and it's all on purpose. Or it's like you can even say like on Raw Monday where you know The Rock and Roman were on Raw and the Roman does his thing, everyone comes out, you know, everyone puts the ones up and The Rock's just standing in the background. He doesn't join in. Like, is that like is shit like that deliberate or is he just like, I'm just waiting for this entrance to end and we can do our thing. Like, which is it? But we talk about it and we're looking for it.
I think it's deliberate, and I think it all goes into the storytelling. And I think
Did
that's
he-
what's going to be a driving force behind the Roman Rock storyline, at least in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think it's going to become obvious that Rock sees himself as the head of the table. He sees himself as the final boss. He said it himself.
Yep.
Which by the way, I think is funny that the night after Rock called himself the final boss on Raw, AEW started selling a Samoa Joe t-shirt that says final boss on it.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that.
I'm just saying, like,
yeah. I think
really?
my favorite thing to come out of Raw because last week when he just beat up Cody, which was fucking awesome, and not to mention just you know it was raining, made it even better. And then
he continued beating the shit out of him off the air too.
Yeah, exactly. No, but then like because I was seeing videos of like little kids crying about it, and then they showed it on Raw, and like the one girl just being like, "Oh, you're not gonna watch Moana again?" It fucking popped me huge. Just I'm so mad at The Rock that I'm not going to watch Moana. And by the way, Moana 2 is coming out later this year. This should be
big risk.
This should be his press tour. Is just Hollywood Rock, you know, final boss Rock, just going around, just doing whatever he's got to do to promote this movie. Would be hilarious. I know it won't happen, but would be very funny. But yeah, I think we say all this because obviously we'll have more to cover. The Rock and Roman win this tag match.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only
sets up night 2.
The only thing, like what scenario is there that Cody and Seth go over in this tag match? Let's hold off. Let's hold off on it until we cover the main event for night 2, which we're going to get into now. But actually, before we do, let me promote one thing. Coliseum Pro Wrestling has a big show coming up that I believe this podcast will have some kind of involvement in. We're sponsoring them. We're going to be there. Coliseum Pro Wrestling, Friday night, April 26th at the Elks Lodge in West Haven, Connecticut. That is 265 Main Street, West Haven, Connecticut. Going to be a fun night out there. So if you're in the area, go out and support those guys. Just support local wrestling. A lot of those, a lot of young wrestlers on that show, just, going to put on an entertaining show for everybody. So excited about it. Again, follow them for more details. You can follow them on Facebook, Coliseum Pro Wrestling. You can follow them on Instagram at Coliseum Pro Wrestling, YouTube as well. All that stuff. So, check out those guys and go to that show Friday, April 26th, the Elks Lodge, West Haven, Connecticut. The show starts, I believe, at 7 p.m. Excuse me. The doors open at 7. Bell time of 7:30. So there's that. So be there. I love those guys. And we're going to have the House of Payne on again in a couple of weeks prior to that show, just to do some more promotion. And we'll talk about Starrcade 1990. Looking forward to doing that because that's a show I've never seen that show. So I'm excited to go. So I'm excited to go back and watch it, and we'll talk about it with those guys later this month. So check our Instagram, by the way, at Six Man Tag Podcast for more details on that. Anyway, WrestleMania Night 2. Night one, the card's looking good. So, but night 2 is looking good as also. So let me just pick a match to get into here. LA Knight, AJ Styles. I'm not doubting what the match will be. The build's been okay, for what it is. I mean, some of the memes were very funny of just AJ Styles. This whole thing is based on AJ Styles flew to Australia just to fuck over LA Knight, which is very funny because it's like Buddy literally flew for 20 hours just to wreck your day.
That's hatred right there.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
It's very funny. And the first meme I saw was just like the Stewie Will Ferrell thing when Stewie just flies to California to just
yeah.
Like when Stewie just flies to California just to hit Will Ferrell after the one bad joke.
Yep.
So just for that alone, it was very funny. But it should be a good match. I guess LA Knight should win this. I kind of have no clue on this one.
I think he should too, and I think he will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to keep that momentum. Yeah. You got to keep that momentum going somehow.
I love the delay. That was the best.
Yeah. Just completely stop your thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That was really funny.
That was really good.
That was really funny.
That made me go.
I don't know why the dumbest jokes get me. You know who's been killing me? Dog's been killing me with some of his. It's like the dumbest things. He typed, I forget what he was talking about, but he typed Bill Gunn into our group chat, and I popped so. Just
you might as well just said William Gunn.
I'm like he was like, yeah, that was dumb. I'm like, yeah, that's why it was funny. Like no one's ever called him Bill Gunn. But it's really funny.
But he does stuff like that all the time. And he'll just change people's names or give them a nickname or shorten their name.
Yeah.
And it's so stupid. But the way I think it's his delivery. It's because of how dry he is all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny.
My brother's a lot like Norm Macdonald in his delivery, where everything he says is the same temperance and tone, and it's just this
guy seems like a real jerk.
And do you know where he learned to be like Norm Macdonald? That's right. That's right. Frank Stallone.
I'll believe all of it. Oh my god. Rest in peace, Norm Macdonald.
I fucking love Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
I
have to go watch Dirty Work later.
It's my favorite comedy. That's dude, that's one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's
right up there with fucking Boondock Saints.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. But anyway, yeah, no,
Anyway.
LA Knight should win this
These
match.
cars are fully loaded. They're fully loaded with dead hookers. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I thought of that line. I had to get it out.
Saigon whore bit my nose off.
I was gonna say that one, but I thought the fully loaded with dead hookers was funnier.
No, yeah, also very funny. Yeah, no, LA Knight should win this match. But it should be good. I'm excited for it because now these matches I'll be in attendance for, so I'm excited for that one. So I don't give a shit about the build to this, but I think the match will still be good. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits against the Final Testament, which is Karrion Kross and AOP.
Sure.
Like, right. I think I'm kind of whatever about Karrion Kross, but I mean I'll watch just this is and it's like it's a street fight, so it's just gonna be like 6 dudes beating the shit out of each other. So I'm here for it.
Yep.
It's your car crash match.
Exactly. Yeah.
Night one has a ladder match. This one has a big fucking
big
old boy, big meaty men slap meat fucking hardcore match.
So Bobby Lashley and AOP just and people are shitting on it. And it's like okay, fine. If you don't like Karrion Kross, that's fine. But the other 5 dudes in this match are all very good.
Yeah, 100%.
Montez
Ford has been killing it for like a year. I think that he's going to be obviously going the singles route eventually.
I thought they were going to start doing more with him after that chamber match he was in last year. I thought they were going to start doing more single stuff, but I guess they put that on hold for now. But
I think it's still going to come. I think they're still going to get there.
Yeah, because he was over as
right
fuck
now.
Where
do you have room for him? But where do you have room for him in the singles division right now?
You don't.
Right?
So
with all the stories that are going on, where does he fit in? Let him ride out the tag.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But when there becomes a spot,
it's his.
You do it.
Yeah. But like I said, the story is kind of whatever for me. But again, for what the match is, I'll be happy to watch it. If people want to call it a bathroom match, all right, man. I'll just have more room in my seat then if everyone gets up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do the U.S. title triple threat because I'm very excited for this. Logan Paul, Randy Orton, and Kevin Owens.
That'd be a fun match.
I don't know anyone that's down on this or not excited because I'll say those names again: Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton in a triple threat match. There's no negative here.
No.
Except maybe who's gonna win. Maybe Logan Paul retains and you can have like a Randy KO just one-on-one feud after this. Not for the title. But I kind of don't know where they go, but like the match should be very good. And the build's been good because now, it's your classic 2 guys getting along. What's gonna happen to them? 2 baby faces, no less, against the shitty heel who's at the disadvantage as the champ. So it's just
happen.
But I don't know. But I am excited for that match. So I was happy to see that match on the Sunday card.
What do you think wins?
I think Logan Paul retains just because, like I said, I feel like they could go. You don't need the U.S. title to do Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens.
I agree.
After this, if that's what they're going to do, I have no idea.
I'm going to agree with you because I think there's one person that really should beat Logan Paul for the title.
LA Knight?
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
If I need to, I got to do something at this show just because obviously like we're going with, obviously like C-Loop's there and I need to yeah in his face for 20 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Because
I
did tell him, I forget what he said, but and then I was like, "Oh, you're gonna hate my outfit."
Make sure you give him an too bad.
Don't worry. Oh, I will. I didn't tell him what I'm wearing to the show, but because he was like, "What is it?" And my first thought was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna dress as naked Midian."
Yeah.
So I'm just
saw that.
So I'm just okay. So I'm just gonna roll with that for another like 4 days or however long until 5 days till we go.
I like it.
I'm just like, I got my fanny pack ready. That's all I need, right?
Yep. And a cod piece.
Are they gonna let me in? Like, sir, can you please put pants on? No.
Nah.
I don't see the requirements listed anywhere.
You show me the rule, ref. Show me the rule.
Show me the documents.
And you just call them ref the whole time? Show me the
Yeah.
rule, ref.
Show me the rule, ref. I'm not a referee. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Oh man. But I don't know. No, I'm very excited to just troll. And I mean, it's WrestleMania. The crowd's going to be good too, so I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, too bad.
Oh, too bad.
That was like
Fucking
my
hell.
favorite Jet loss of all time.
Oh,
Like
too bad.
I hated the fact that the Jets lost that game, but that was too funny. Listening to that dude yell, "Oh, too bad." I wasn't even mad at him. I was just like, "This guy's hilarious." I don't even give a fuck.
Man, watching football back in the day. I don't
The
even.
Michaels days.
Yeah.
I miss Michaels.
Michaels was the best.
I don't necessarily miss watching events in general at bars anymore. I'm like content on my own couch nowadays.
Yeah,
Like in silence.
we all
But
like our comfort.
right. But yeah, no, those were some nice Sundays. Just fumble that shit. Never forget that one.
Yeah,
That was the best.
yeah. Or the Sanchez. That
Oh,
was
man.
my personal favorite.
Oh,
That's the
gosh.
Sanchez, baby. Pick six.
And then pick six immediately. And it happened twice, not once, but twice. Twice I called Mark Sanchez the Sanchez at Michaels, and both times he threw pick sixes.
What did we learn?
Not to say that
He
shit
was
again.
he was in fact not the Sanchez. Oh man,
That
you don't
was
need you know who we're
hilarious.
talking about. We don't have to say the guy's name either. I
Nope.
love it. What was oh my god, what was the fucking Jets coach? Was it Eric
Rex
something?
Ryan?
No. Why am I blanking on his name? I should know this. Oh, Eric Mangini. And then what did they call him? Because it was Mangini.
Genius.
And then what did they call him when he sucked?
I don't know.
Mangina?
Oh, maybe.
Nice.
I was gonna say I heard a lot of Jet fans calling him Mangina, but I didn't see it published in any
Well, not
newspaper.
well, all right.
so,
Well, sorry. I should have specified what were fans calling him when it went bad.
Yeah, this is Mangina.
That makes sense. All right. Yeah. All right, fair.
What we got
But,
next?
I'll go Io Sky versus Bailey. Now, I think Bailey's winning this. And
I'm surprised Steel Sky is still champion, honestly.
yeah, me too. But I'm basically what I'm hoping happens is we get the just for one night only because I don't want it to be a permanent thing again. I want the wacky inflatable flailing arm tubes again.
Oh man, the battery like was dying on
Oh,
it,
God
so I
damn it.
turned it off.
Damn it. I know.
Wacky waving inflatable arm feeling tube, man.
Yeah. I want that. And rumors that Paramore might perform and play her out, or that she just might use a Paramore song. I'm there for that if they do perform live, because that would be cool.
Yeah.
I
heard that too.
Who performed live at Snoop Dogg played in Sasha Banks when we were there in Dallas. So
Yep.
So yeah, I've seen
and
then
Shawn
that.
Michaels came out with his gear on, Michael, and then what happened?
And then you cried.
I sure did.
Oh man.
Worth mentioning, I was probably about like 16 beers deep.
We've
but
mentioned.
It doesn't matter.
We've mentioned the number.
I would have been sober, and I still would have had the same reaction.
Well, that's right. Yeah. I thought Brock Rob was gonna like hurt himself when Austin came out because he he just lost his mind. Oh, man.
Oh, good times.
But yeah, so I'm mainly hoping for that from this, but also I just think it'll be a good match, and I do think Bailey wins.
Same.
I agree. I think Bailey wins. I think man, it's like everything in this story. Like if there was one match I could say that I'm almost as sure as I am about Cody Rhodes on, it's probably this one. I just feel like Bailey needs to win this one. She's got like the perfect fucking redemption story of getting away from
the thing she created, her creation that turned on her.
Yeah. So yeah, give and plus it's Bailey. Like give Bailey the title.
Yeah, she's just awesome.
I'm always on board for a Bailey title run.
Yeah, me too. And it's been a while at this point. I know she was like the pandemic champ, but that's been a few years now. So she's overdue. So let's make it happen.
Agreed.
So I don't think these two matches will be back to back. I wouldn't be shocked if the world title opens Sunday.
Me
But
neither.
Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre, I think it's gonna be Drew.
It's going to be Drew.
I think it kind
I
of has
hope
to. I
so.
think it has to be at this point.
I
I
really
mean,
hope so.
so
Meme Lord
so do I.
Drew.
It's got to happen. And
Plus,
and
I
this
think
isn't.
Absolute.
And
Seth
this
needs to heal up too.
I agree with that. I do agree. I think I don't know how it'll happen, but I think there's just so many. There's so many factors. No, I do think Drew. I think Drew. It makes more sense for Drew to win because then he can. He like I said, we've already. Well, honestly, we've said the stories are set up that whoever wins that, they have their stories ready for after Mania. I don't
Yeah.
I don't know when CM Punk's going to be ready, but
I would say
like
SummerSlam or Survivor Series.
right. But I mean, I'm like they'll figure it out in the interim. Like I don't know who would be like the next contenders for the world title. Obviously, they'll figure that out. But like I said, like the story's ready for either one of them. Like that's why I think the CM Punk stuff with both Seth and Drew has been genius at this point. And that segment from last week when they were all just out there just riffing basically,
Yep.
which was
And then Drew McIntyre took his eye off the ball for a minute and focused on CM Punk instead of
he
focusing
did.
on Seth, which is like the thing that he's been
I
saying
know.
to Seth
I
this whole
know.
time. And then what happened? He got fucking stomped. So
Yeah. So there's just been such good shit, but for real this time.
yep.
Um so yeah,
It's such good shit, pal.
I think
Such good shit.
I think it's Drew. I think Drew
Yeah.
goes over, gets the pop. It's gonna be a huge pop. Like I think if he wins, the crowd's gonna go nuts.
Yeah.
Like people aren't gonna boo him at this point. He'll get what he wants, deservedly so. And then that leaves us with the main event: Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, again. Um, okay, so we've established. All right, so I wanted to wait to bring this question up. So we established obviously that it makes the most sense for Rock and Roman to go over on Saturday to set up the Bloodline Rules stuff for Sunday. What scenario is there, and what do you think would happen should Cody and Seth go over in the tag match? Is there a scenario where Seth turns on Cody and that whole I want to beat the bloodline, like it has to be me, I because it just proves how obsessed he truly is with ending the bloodline that he turns on Cody because he needs to be the one to do it. Is that how they'd get around maybe Roman retaining if bloodline's not allowed?
No.
Like what are some
See,
what
my
are
whole thing is that if Cody and Roman is anything short of being a Avengers Civil War
Mhm,
between basically the bloodline and Cody having Seth and Jay and
mhm,
whoever else like come out to
Sammy.
combat that, it should be Sammy, yes.
true.
Then I'll be disappointed. Not
It's-
I
really,
think
but
that's a possibility that like there's going to be more people involved in either the tag match or
well, if it's
the title match,
bloodline
perhaps
rules,
both.
if it's bloodline rules, then obviously Roman's going to have Jimmy and
Yeah. I hope The Rock doesn't turn because I want this as a War Games match. All the stuff you're saying,
yeah.
but whatever.
War
That's
Games.
beside the point. By the way, FYI, glad Regal's back on TV just so he can one day say War Games again.
Yes.
But anyway, but is there like what? I feel like there's no scenario aside from they're gonna do a legit one-on-one match with no interference for Cody and
And
Seth to go over.
no way they're going to do that.
Right. I don't see it either.
I would not mind it, but it ain't going to
If
happen.
if if Cody and Seth went over, who would get pinned?
Exactly. First off, exactly that. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Right.
It's hard to imagine who's going to eat the pin in that match, period.
Period. Yeah. Probably
Like
Seth. I
it
feel
really
like Seth.
is. I
Seth.
feel I do
Oh,
feel Seth is
actually,
the most
Maybe
I think
Cody.
I feel like Cody could eat it too though.
Man.
I think Cody's going to get pinned
Especially
by
if
The
he's going to
Rock.
get it back the next night.
Yeah,
Seth might be
that's
losing
fair.
the next night.
That's true.
Might be Cody.
Yeah.
I'll say this
But
about all of this right now is that I don't know. We can make our predictions, but none of this stuff is like, this isn't like WrestleMania's past where it's like, okay, this is clearly the most obvious shit, like the Cena years and then the early Roman years where you watched, but you knew. Us sitting in Dallas, we fucking knew. You
Yeah.
knew, you knew a month prior. You knew when Triple H had the title and the match was set up that Roman was winning. There was no question about it that year that was going to happen. And we've seen this happen so many years before. You
Yeah.
know, even last year, everybody thought Cody, all right, nope, there's no question. Cody won the Rumble. He's facing Roman. He's going to win. And then he didn't. And now I think everyone's brains got fucked up from that. Everyone's wrestling brain got so screwed up from that now I think people, I think you, and this is, and it's great. I don't fucking know what's going to happen. But I
There's
love
a lot
this.
more skepticism now than there used to be, for sure.
Because you can't say for sure.
I don't know if Cody losing to Roman last year WrestleMania is what really kicked that off, or it's been kind of like maybe a slow build that's been going on for a while. We've seen some things happen that kind of like threw us for a loop. Obviously, Undertaker losing the streak at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
That was a big one. That kind of like, wow. Jinder Mahal winning the title from Randy Orton.
Yeah, this is
Nobody
true.
saw that coming.
No.
And the title run that he had. So like I feel like it's been something like they're trying, like they've put a lot more. And again, this kind of goes into the sub stories and everything else that we were talking about before that branch off.
Yeah.
There's so much involvement in every angle, and there's so many different angles to look at now that it's hard to tell where they're going to go. Things aren't as linear as they felt maybe like 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Agreed.
I agree. Again, and it makes it awesome. So it makes watching where when you don't know what's going to happen, like for sure, like, you know, like I said, we're doing this, we're talking about it, we're making our predictions, but we could all be wrong. We could get it all wrong, and I would love that.
But in all seriousness, that's where I'm at. In all seriousness, does Cody finish the story?
Before we answer it, I was just going to say, does he have to?
I think he has to.
Yes.
I think yes.
If he loses, does it sort of kill him a little bit?
Yes.
No, it doesn't kill Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes is a huge star.
Okay. Here's the thing. He won 2 Rumbles in a row.
Yes.
He's gotten his ass kicked by The Rock 2 weeks in a row.
Yes.
You're gonna do all this shit and then have him lose. You might as well be cuckolding him.
They might.
I mean, definitely bad. It's definitely a bad look.
Oh, and people will riot because it is Philly. And I don't know if you've seen Philly when they're angry. Actually, I don't know if you've seen
booed
Philly
Santa Claus.
I don't know if you've seen Philly when they're happy.
Yeah, they threw batteries at Santa Claus, man. Fuck Philly.
I'll say, all right. So then, Cody wins.
I think it's time.
I do think it's time because, again, it's like we already said, they have stories set up. The Rock and Roman doesn't need the title.
And also,
if that's the way they go.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing. I would not be shocked if SummerSlam was Cody and The Rock.
I would honestly love that.
I think that is going to happen at some point.
You can continue to build Rock versus Roman for Mania
because
now neither one of them got the job done against Cody.
Because Rock and Roman is not going to be anything except WrestleMania.
Yes.
So I think that's where my War Games wish would come true if they keep things if they keep whoever has the title, if they just keep the groups kind of status quo. I would love to see that. And The Rock could do War Games. He can come in last and wrestle for 10 minutes or something.
Yeah.
To, do a couple things. They can make it work with him. Any multi-man match, the older guys can
Sami Zayn does a big dive on him. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. They can make it work, but I would love to see it if what we kind of talked about, Cody's Avengers type, against the Bloodline stuff. And then from there you could slow build to Rock Roman. But again, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Yeah, so I do think it's going to be Cody. I'm wearing Roman Reigns stuff, but again, I'm kind of trolling at this point. I also don't root for wrestlers like I do.
You should wear LA Knight stuff.
Oh wow, I know I should. No, I mean I already have the Roman
stuff. Yeah.
So. Fucking idiot I am. But because I love chaos.
This is
You
true.
live for it.
Uh,
He wakes up and chooses chaos every morning.
If at the end of the day, this is what's in the middle of the ring as the show goes off the air. For chaos sake, I'm not gonna be upset because I would love to see firsthand how that goes down.
Here's the deal.
I don't think it will, but I'm just saying I'm here for it.
You might not get out of that city. You might be stuck there
and if I'm wearing the shit, I might as well be wearing a fucking Cowboys or Giant stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just gonna get fucking killed. You just get murdered in Philly.
My lovely wife always likes to tell me for like sporting events. She'd be like, "Can you just please not like it'd be like the most random games. Like, could you please not like and not that I fight people, but she's like, could you please like not get into it if someone gives you shit?" I'm like, I don't know what you want. I'm like, what do you want? It's like, they're playing some random fucking team. What do you want from me? I mean, and this of all things is where I'm wearing like enemy number 1 gear. And then he wins. Oh my God, it'd be really fucking funny.
If he wins, he's breaking Hogan's record.
Yes. Well, I'll say this: they're kind of having him break a Hogan record because by main eventing both nights at Mania, they're calling it, main eventing more Manias than Hogan. So there's your Hogan record if he has to have one.
Yep.
But what else?
But is he going to break Hulk Hogan's record?
No, nobody will.
Nobody will.
Best gimmick ever.
Yes.
It's funny. There's some deli I want to stop at on the way down. They do have a sandwich called the Hulk Rogan.
Close.
I know. It's not. I know it's not the same, but
you should tell them to change it to the Hulk Hogan.
This is true.
It's the only time I find Hoagie acceptable. Shit's a sub.
Hoagie. Dennis calls it a wedge, and I've heard that, but it throws people off all the time. It's very funny.
Yeah, I've heard it as a wedge as well.
I'll use wedge for hot sandwiches.
Right.
Like
right. I agree with that.
Or hero. Hero is acceptable.
I guess.
I usually say chicken parm hero, I think.
I do say that too. It's fun. It's so funny the difference.
But if it's a cold sandwich, it's a sub. That's how it is. If it's a cold cut sandwich, it's a sub. That's a sub sandwich.
I agree with you. What is it called? See that? All right. Their website does below. I will say it because now I can't even scroll. You guys are killing me because now I need to see what's on this fucking stupid sandwich.
You guys are making me hungry. I want
know.
A sandwich.
I mean, it's early enough. Everything's open for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm broke.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. I'm broke.
That's why we need more of you to smash that subscribe button so we can start getting those YouTube residuals.
Oh man, that would be nice.
Yes,
it would be.
The Hulk Rogan is turkey, salami, ham, pepperoni, bologna, American cheese, Swiss, lettuce, tomato, mayo, oil, and vinegar. That actually doesn't sound terrible.
Sweet Jesus.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a lot of meat.
Stuff. Big meaty men slap meat.
I was gonna say, talk about big meaty men.
That's Big East type of sandwich.
Hogan wasn't a racist.
Yeah,
that's a Big E classic. Certified Big E classic on that sandwich.
Yeah. The Hulk Rogan. What should be the Hulk Hogan sandwich?
You want your 5-star classics?
It's funny every time.
Not me. Not what I watch wrestling for. I showed that video to Jessie last time she came to town, and she was dying.
Because it's the best.
She had never seen it.
It's the best.
I was just like, you just watch this whole video.
It's the best.
And the way he's just dying and Xavier's dying next to him. like they're like literally in tears during the whole thing because it's that funny. And it's still that funny.
Oh yes. Oh, it's so funny. Oh my God. All right, fine. Just twist my arm. I'll put it as like one of the intros again. Jesus. Stop yelling at me to do it. Oh man. But this is shaping up to be an awesome WrestleMania. I'm very excited.
It's the most excited I've been for Mania in years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the build's been fantastic, the week to week stuff. If you're getting me to like sit down on the night a show airs and like watch most of the show, whether, even if I'm fast forwarding through a few things, you're doing something because if I'm truly taking the time to like literally last night, like I sat down and like I actually like, I fast forwarded some things, but like I watched all of Raw like the night it aired. I haven't done that in like a couple years at this point. So you're doing something right. If I'm like, oh, I got to actually turn on Raw just because, like, I mainly turned it on because I'm like, oh, I wonder if The Rock's going to open it. And he did. So I'm like, fine. All right. I'm like, well, I know I'm in.
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm in for the 40 minutes this is going to take. And by the way, can we stop complaining that The Rock's promos and Roman Reigns segments are taking like 40 minutes of a show? Because who fucking cares? What else do you want to fill that time? They should get.
It's a
they
3-hour show. You can have a little fucking.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
who fucking cares?
agreed.
Oh no, they took 35 minutes to get to. Okay. The only thing I'll disagreed with on Raw is they should have had when Seth challenged The Rock to a match. The Rock should have accepted because they could have fucking made it. They could have made it work. And I think the crowd was pissed that they just shoved like Solo Sikoa at it instead of like the Mania before the Raw before Mania. The Rock should just put your gear on and practice your entrance with your shit on. He didn't. They could have made it so he didn't have to wrestle. They could have just big beat the fuck out of Seth or whatever they needed to do. But it is what it is. I kind of digress. I don't care. But either way, stop. Let's stop. Like The Rock's the biggest star on the fucking planet. If he wants to take up 40% of your show, then fine. Just let him do it because it's
Let
fine.
The Rock cook.
Yes.
Smell what The Rock is cooking.
Like I said, I'm ready
Pancakes,
for.
Rock,
Like I said, and
pancakes.
if they give that tag match an hour and 30 minutes of it is The Rock's entrance, fucking ready for it. I'm so ready. But yeah,
Especially with the Hollywood rock music.
oh my god, dude! Like, he better even if he turns face, he better not get rid of it. I just keep it, I can't wait. But yeah, that's I think we covered it all. Any other thoughts on Mania 40? Anything we might have missed? I feel like we covered
Nope,
everything.
just that I'm excited. Mania
Let's
week is finally upon
Yeah.
us, so it's
Let's
exciting.
fucking go.
Let's go, man.
Let's do it.
Like I said, if you're listening to this on release day, thank you. WrestleMania is tomorrow because, as you know, these episodes come out almost every Friday, sometimes every other Friday, or every third Friday,
or
Two of us are
every
dads, and
6
one is in a
weeks,
mysterious time zone. So
mysterious time zone.
Oh,
yeah, look at you, CJ.
Yeah, with your time zone. What is this?
sorry. It is 7:30 right now. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, good for you.
It's 7 fuck you p.m.
Yeah, true. Hey, I remember 7:30. That was
I'm gonna go make some.
That
dinner
was
for you.
all the way back there.
that was 3 hours ago.
Yep.
Oh man. I guess let's get to some plugs. Let me once again plug all the fellas over at Coliseum Pro Wrestling. Again, we said it earlier. I'm saying it again. Go check out the show. Opportunity for Success 3, big show for Coliseum Pro Wrestling. Friday night, April 26th, 7:30 p.m. bell time. The doors open at 7. The Elks Lodge, 265 Main Street, West Haven, Connecticut. Check out the show. It's going to be a good time. Unlike if you go to a WrestleMania and you're in a stadium and you're sitting way the fuck up, you're going to have a great seat for this. The action's going to be coming right at you. It's going to be a great time. I'm excited. Like I said, I think someone in this podcast will have at least maybe a smidge of something to do with that show. So, but either way, we're going to be there, whether, we're involved or not. We're going to be there, support the guys. So if you're in the area and you're free and you can go check it out and support those guys. The House of Payne we've had on this podcast. They run that, and they're great guys. Like I said, go listen to their other 2 episodes that they've done with us. And like I said, they'll be on with us in a couple of weeks. Talk about Starrcade 1990. I almost added another number onto that. I stopped myself short. 1990. That's what we're watching. 19. But so we'll have them back again at Coliseum Pro Wrestling on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. For to keep up to date. They're constantly posting stuff, doing match announcements, talent announcements, stuff like that. So check out all their stuff for that. And while you're checking that out, check us out. If you're not subscribed already, please do it. Click the button below if you enjoyed listening to all this stuff, all of us ramble on about WrestleMania. And next week, I think we'll come at you with a review of WrestleMania, which seems only fitting. This week the preview. Next week we'll talk. This week we we guess what'll happen. Next week we'll talk about what actually happens. So please join us for that. Again, Six Man Tag Podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. I guess Skylar's using it. Skylar's posting. Thanks for that. Twitter, Six Man Tag. We got stickers. Message us if you'd like one.
Do I have to message you?
Fuck, I keep forgetting. I do have to send that stuff. I want to buy some more too because I want to bring stickers to the Coliseum Pro Wrestling show as well. Hand those out to the folks. Get some follows,
and of course, just put them on cars in Philly.
Oh God, I did. I mean, it would be better than what I've seen. I did years ago in Philly trying to find parking. I did watch someone try and parallel park, hit both cars, and then just drive away.
That's rough.
So, like, the dude tried to back in, hit this car, pulled forward, hit the other car, and was like, "Well,"
and then just said, "Fuck it, I'm out of here."
And then we watched the guy just drive away. We were then like, let's just find a parking lot instead of trying to park on the street because clearly we may not have a bumper when we come back to this car. So I'd rather not do that. We suddenly paying for parking didn't seem so bad.
Yeah.
After watching two
that
cars
was like a free advertisement for paid parking.
Yeah, seriously. I was like, oh, it's $20. Okay.
You sure it's not 50? You want 50?
Right. The only other time I was more than okay with like absolutely paying for parking was when I saw Foo Fighters at the amphitheater down in Camden, New Jersey, which is a lovely town. It's definitely a place where you should roam the streets and should just park your car wherever you want. You should definitely leave your valuables in it too. You don't want to crowd your pockets while you're going into a show. I've never been so happy to pay like $35 to park my car in a secure lot than I was down there.
Smart.
What do you know? What do you know? It's right next to Philly too. So shocking. But anyway, but yeah, Philadelphia. Yeah, we'll be there. Thank God. That's the one thing that got right is the stadium areas. Everything's just in one big complex, so it's just easy to park and there's no issue.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So follow us. And by the way, if you look us up, if you spell the word 6, you're just an idiot at this point because that's not what it is. It's the number 6 in all of our shit.
It's very easy.
6. It's kind of like that. Nope. 6. Anyway, CJ, get your butt plugs out.
Oh man, gotta pull that butt plug out.
Put them back in. I don't know.
I got a few places to follow me. If you want to check out some of my music, please go to SoundCloud/The Paperweight Project. SoundCloud.com/Paperweight Project, I should say. There I have some music for y'all, including the collaboration with this very podcast of Cody Rhodes' theme song Kingdom. That is up there. Check it out. Also follow me on Kick because I'm about to start a poker stream. Haven't started yet. I do have stuff set up for it, but I haven't actually started streaming yet. But I'm going to be starting soon. I have all the stuff. I have the software. I have all the streaming accounts set up. So please follow me on kick.com/paperweight, paper W8, paper W, the number 8. Again, it's the number thing here. Don't spell it out. It's the number. And if you want, you can follow me on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it as well, at Paperweight Poker, spelled the same way, paper W8 poker. And that's on X.com.
Fuck yeah.
Skylar?
Mostly just right now, mostly just writing the Facebook page.
Hell yeah.
Somebody's got it.
Somehow
I'm the only person logged into it, and God forbid I get logged out because I don't know the password for the life of me.
I mean, I'll if it comes to it, I'll figure it out. I'm somehow still logged into it. I don't know. Facebook's annoying with switching back and forth sometimes.
Yes.
I don't have one.
That's
good.
That's good. Because
I've barely been using my personal one.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. But
yeah, right now that's as far as online presence, that's basically the gist of it for now.
Such good shit.
I could always stream more Helldivers 2 or Balatro.
I have been playing Balatro, by the way.
Yes, you have.
Yes, I have.
I knew you would.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm addicted.
Such good
I
shit.
hate
I'll have
this
to check it out. Is it on like
You just make
Game
poker
Pass?
hands.
It's on everything.
Game Pass and all that?
It's not on Game Pass.
Balls. How much is it?
$15.
Okay. Okay.
On PS5, there's a demo.
Okay. All right. I like that.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
1
but
hour demo.
It's $15. It's worth it.
All right. Yeah, that's not bad. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
All right. Yeah. And hey, if you missed all that, all the links are in whatever description on whichever platform you happen to be listening or watching on. They're all down there. So give them a click. Just click. I don't know what to tell you. Just click.
It's easy.
All you can do is tap your phone or
Yep.
click a mouse.
Click
I don't
a
know.
mouse.
I don't know what to tell you. That's it. But like I said, very excited for WrestleMania. Hit up the Instagram. Hey, if you're going to be in Philly and you want to say hi, we'll be in the parking lot. So you can
Not
send us a
suspicious at all.
DM.
I mean, I'm not in Newburgh, New York. I'm going to be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania parking lot.
I don't know which one's better.
Yeah.
No one knows. We got to go. It's time. Listen, thank you for joining us for our WrestleMania preview. Join us next week for the review of everything and listen to our other shit and watch our other shit. But thank you for CJ, for Skylar. I'm Mike. Till next time. Bye-bye, everybody.